We're here at the Diversity at Work conference, and I'm here with Wade Poziomka, human rights lawyer. What are some of the things we could do so that newcomers know about certain laws and human rights available to them in Canada?
I think sending information out to legal clinics. So there's legal clinics in Ontario who target certain segments of certain newcomer segments in the Ontario population. So getting information out to them so they can get it out to the target audience for that legal clinic. The Ontario Human Rights Commission is another great organization to get information out to newcomers, and Human Rights Legal Support Center. So I think it's just so important to make the information accessible in a language or manner that they can understand, so they can understand what their rights are and make sure that they're protected moving forward.
And let's talk a little bit about the legislation protection for newcomers and immigrants.
So everybody in Ontario is protected by either the Ontario Human Rights Code or the Canadian Human Rights Act. It protects newcomers from discrimination on the basis of ethnicity, race, color, disabilities. So I think that's probably the primary protection for newcomers in Ontario. There's other pieces of legislation that protect as well, the Employment Standards Act, but there's also pieces of legislation that have large gaps that newcomers often fall through and don't receive the protection that people who aren't newcomers receive.
And what's some advice you can give to newcomers in terms of actually getting their complaints to be heard and seeking legal advice?
I think it's important to make newcomers aware that they're protected by reprisal protection, meaning that if they do come forward and lodge a complaint and claim their human rights, they're protected from retaliation. So many newcomers, from my perspective, don't come forward for that reason. They're worried they're going to get fired or their family members are going to get fired. They're worried it could impact immigration status. But once someone makes a complaint, they are protected from retaliation, and I think it's important to get that information out to newcomers to encourage them to come forward.
Thank you so much for your time. That was all very informative.
Thank you for having me.